Something serious is brewing inside Westminster, and surprisingly, it's not coming from the opposition. In a dramatic turn of events that has sent shockwaves through Labour's inner circle, senior MPs are now openly warning that Keir Starmer could face a complete leadership crisis and potentially even see his government collapse entirely. Behind closed doors, Starmer's own allies are raising urgent concerns. If this growing rebellion isn't contained immediately, it could trigger a general election. But how exactly did Britain's political landscape reach this critical breaking point? Starmer is currently confronting what many consider the most dangerous parliamentary revolt of his entire premiership. The catalyst for this unprecedented uprising is his government's highly controversial plan to cut £5 billion from Britain's expanding welfare budget. This sweeping proposal would strip approximately 800,000 people of disability-related benefits while affecting hundreds of thousands more vulnerable citizens. However, it's not just opposition parties expressing outrage. Labour MPs themselves are threatening to completely undermine Starmer's authority. Sources within the party have confirmed that Labour rebels received explicit warnings from Starmer's team stating that supporting this rebellion could bring down the entire government. One MP was directly told that proceeding with the revolt might trigger a leadership contest, with officials ominously adding that this could mark the beginning of the end for Starmer's political career. Despite these stern warnings from the whip's office, many backbench MPs are refusing to retreat. One Labour MP defiantly told the Financial Times they would welcome a leadership contest, suggesting it might be time for significant change. These are not empty threats or political posturing. Over 125 Labour MPs have now signed an amendment demanding that Starmer's government submit the welfare bill to formal assessment by the Office for Budget Responsibility. Their primary concern centers on the devastating real-world consequences of these proposed cuts. Internal Whitehall analysis presents a stark picture showing that over 250,000 people, including 50,000 children, could be pushed into poverty if these changes are implemented. A separate master list compiled by rebel organizers claims that 170 Labour MPs either openly or privately oppose the bill. This figure should genuinely terrify number 10 officials. Starmer's current majority stands at 156 seats. If just 80 MPs break ranks, the government could lose the vote entirely, potentially spelling collapse for its entire legislative agenda or worse. If you're finding this political drama as shocking as we are, make sure to subscribe for more updates as this story develops. Despite mounting rebellion, Starmer has insisted that next Tuesday's vote is not a confidence motion. He told Sky News, "It's about reforming a welfare system that isn't working and actually makes it harder for people to find employment." Starmer frames the bill as necessary reform, but with party unity fracturing and media scrutiny intensifying, his leadership faces increasing pressure. In an unexpected twist, the Conservatives may now hold Starmer's political lifeline. Kemi Badenoch publicly outlined 3 conditions for Tory support. First, the bill must genuinely reduce the welfare budget. Second, it must encourage people into work. Third, it must not raise taxes. If Starmer commits to these conditions, Badenoch suggested Conservative support, while noting the bill appears rushed and problematic. Labour now finds itself in the bizarre position of relying on Conservative MPs to keep its own welfare policy afloat. Internal pressure continues mounting. Last week, Vicky Foxcroft, a government whip and Lord Commissioner of the Treasury, resigned from the front bench in protest. In a pointed letter, she slammed Starmer's plan to cut personal independence payment and universal credit's health component, describing them as lifelines for millions of vulnerable citizens. Behind the scenes, Work and Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall is reportedly desperately trying to calm the rebellion, but Labour MPs say efforts to regain control have failed completely. The fallout is reverberating across Britain's political landscape. Just months after Starmer won a commanding election victory, his government appears increasingly unstable, and his once ironclad position as party leader now seems vulnerable. Making matters worse, latest Ipsos polling delivers brutal news. Reform UK has surged to 34%, 9 points ahead of Starmer's Labour Party. If this trend continues, the once unthinkable could become reality, with Nigel Farage potentially leading Britain's largest party. From dominance to crisis, Starmer's Labour is fighting for survival. What happens next depends on the coming days. But if Tuesday's vote fails, it could mark the beginning of the end for Keir Starmer's government. With pressure mounting and rebellion growing, Westminster is bracing for political shockwaves that may arrive sooner than anyone expected. Subscribe now to stay updated on this developing political crisis, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below.